Hello, and shalom and greetings to my brothers and sisters in Master Yeshua, the Messiah. Brother Nick here, and today is the 10th day of the second month on Elohim's Enoch solar calendar. It is April 29th, 2022, and this video is being recorded from the country of Egypt. I'm still here. This video is the 3-year anniversary of the fulfillment of Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 24. Today is the 3-year anniversary when the Jewish state's ambassador to the United Nations fulfilled Ezekiel chapter 33, 24 in 2019. I've done 4 videos on this same topic since this happened. This video was done like a week after it happened, and I was the first and only person to report this on the internet. I then made a follow-up video because this video shot up and then it just completely died. The way the analytics went, it got like 10,000 views in the first like 2 days, and then it just completely went sideways. This video didn't get any traction. I did another video calling it Rapture 100% Proof video. Obviously a clickbait title, and that didn't get much play. And then I did another video and then about World War III and the first fruits of pain, which I'll be playing in this video. And in this video, I also recorded this part of this video. So I've been trying to tell you all that Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 24 has been fulfilled, but it's on you, the viewers, to share this with the people that you love and the people that you know and your brothers and sisters in Messiah Yeshua. So I can only do so much, and the algorithm sometimes it just doesn't work for whatever reason, and it's like not a lot of people understand that literally fulfillment of Ezekiel chapter 33 is being fulfilled. So here is the verse of Ezekiel chapter 33, this section of this prophecy. I've done several videos about Ezekiel's prophecies. I did a whole one where I did audits on Ezekiel's prophecies. And again, only 4,000 or 5,000 views. Should have like 50, 100,000 views, but people just don't really care to share. But that's not on me. I'm putting it all out there. So I'm going to go this part. I've already shared with you Ezekiel. The first part of Ezekiel 33 has likely already been fulfilled. I'm now going to share with you how Ezekiel chapter, the last part of the chapter of Ezekiel 33 has been fulfilled. And we're just waiting for another part of this judgment to happen, okay? And it's going to happen. It will happen. Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 21. As you can see, this prophecy, and it doesn't stop. It goes into all the way up to Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39. So when I did my audit of Ezekiel's prophecies in that video, I show you that how Ezekiel's prophecies are grouped, and they're supposed to be grouped like this according to the date that the prophecy was given, that in that prophecy set, there's several prophecies in that particular group, or in that one prophecy. It's a set of prophecies that was given on this day. So, Ezekiel 33, verse 21, and it came to pass in the 12th year of our captivity, in the 10th month, in the 5th day of the month, that one has escaped out of Jerusalem, and came to me, saying, the city is smitten. And now the hand of Yahweh was upon me in the evening. So this is the city being smitten, okay, is when the Babylonians came a second time and destroyed Jerusalem and the temple. The first time the Babylonians came in 597 BC, they took Ezekiel and like 3,000 people out, and I think one of the kings, and they brought them over to Babylon. So Ezekiel is in Babylon captivity, under captivity of the Babylonians. So when it says that in the 10th month and the 5th day of the month, the city was smitten, it took some time for them to get to Ezekiel because the city was smitten on the 10th day of the 5th month. That one that had escaped out of Jerusalem, they escaped on the 10th day of the 5th month, said unto him, the city is smitten. Now the hand of Yahweh was upon me in the evening, afore he that was escaped came. So we see this word escape. That's interesting. And he opened my mouth until he came unto me in the morning, and my mouth was opened, and I was no more dumb. Then the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, they that inhabit the wastes of the land of Israel speak, saying, Abraham was one, and he inherited the land, but we are many. The land was given us for inheritance. Guys, that verse that you just see highlighted in purple that I just read, verse 24, this was literally fulfilled at the United Nations by the Jewish state of modern Israel, which isn't really Israel, it's the Jewish state that's using the name Israel. It was literally used by him in the United Nations, they claimed the Abraham covenant, saying Abraham was one, and he had inherited the land, but we are 15 million people. The land is given to us for inheritance. And he brought out his little Torah, and he read the Abrahamic covenant and falsely laid claim to the land of Israel on behalf of the Jewish state, using the Abrahamic covenant. Guys, this was fulfilled, but no one's talking about it. It's absolutely crazy. So now let me go ahead and play that clip for you of Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 24, prophecy fulfilled. Before I share with you the video footage of the fulfilled prophecy, I first want to prepare you for what to expect. I use the words verbatim and word for word to describe the fulfillment, and I literally mean verbatim and word for word, as this prophecy is about the literal words of what a people or person, representative of a people, were going to say and speak. Here is the verse that we will be looking at. Son of man, they that inhabit those wastes of the land of Israel speak, saying, Abraham was one, and he inherited the land, but we are many. The land is given us for inheritance. So now let me go ahead and point out to you some of the points of this prophecy, so when you watch the video, you'll recognize the fulfillment. So again, here's Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 24. The first point that I want to point out as we examine this verse is that Yahweh does not identify these people as Israelites. Rather, they are identified as being inhabitants of the waste of the land of Israel. So this word, the Hebrew word for inhabitor, or that inhabit, is yashab. And also that can mean to set or settle down. So literally they could be called settlers. And actually, that is actually a terminology given to the Jewish people who now live in the West Bank, the land that was captured after the 67 war. That used to be former Jordan or now Palestine or former Palestinian land. They settled in that land, that zone, and they call themselves settlers. So here's a Google search for Israeli settlers West Bank, and this is page 2, and here you have a Bloomberg article. Here is the article right here from November 19th, 2019 regarding Israeli settlements. Almost a tenth of Israel's Jews live in East Jerusalem and the West Bank outside their country's recognized borders. The population of Jewish settlers in the West Bank has grown 4 times faster than Israel's itself since 1995. Settlers regard themselves as inhabiting land that is rightfully theirs. Sounds familiar like what I'm going to bring you through. So here you go. You get to know who the settlers are. They are Jewish people that are living in the West Bank. Another Google search that I did, this from the New York Times article is written from November 18th, 2019. So Bloomberg did one, they did one. So it looks like someone's putting out some information here to try to get everybody to buy in this peace plan settlement, but this isn't going to work this way. This article, wow, like within a day of the Bloomberg article, they're all writing about this stuff. What are they writing about here? Let's take a look at the settler here in this one, okay? More than 400,000 Israeli settlers now live in the West Bank alongside more than 2.6 million Palestinians. So literally that right there is a fulfillment. It is a literal fulfillment of just a little tiny part of this verse. Wait until you see the video footage coming up. The second point that I want to point out about this prophecy is that even though Yahweh does not call them Israelites or Judahites, these settlers or inhabitants will claim to be descendants of Abraham. They speak, saying, Abraham was one, and he inherited the land. So here, they claim to be of Abraham. Yet Yahweh does not call them Israelites or Judahites, but rather they are identified as being inhabitants. These inhabitants are going to boast in their population size, as I just read. That is point number 3. They say, but we are many. And lastly, they are going to use the Abrahamic covenant, which is the covenant of the promised land, to attempt to claim rightful ownership of the land via inheritance, as if they are the Israelites. It says, but we are many, the land is given us for inheritance. That is what's going on in this whole prophecy right here. And the literal words of those prophecies of Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 24, was literally spoken verbatim, word for word, at the United Nations Security Council on April 29th, 2019 by the United Nations Ambassador of Israel, Danny Danon. Here is a screenshot of CBN News. He says, this is the deed to our land. Israel's ambassador takes out Bible at UN to prove Jewish people's claim to Israel. And I want to say, unbeknown to Danny, he fulfilled the prophecy, and I am certain this wasn't his intent, because this fulfillment sparks judgment on the inhabitants of those that inhabit the wastes of the land of Israel. And it's going to bring judgment on Jerusalem. So now let's go ahead and watch the video of him, Danny Danon, unbeknowingly fulfilling Bible prophecy that is going to bring judgment. So this is a 3-minute clip, and I'm going to provide some commentary as we go. So here's Danny Danon, the UN representative for the state of Israel. He is speaking, and he is literally representing the inhabitants of the waste of the land of Israel. And he is going to speak. And what is he going to say? The first thing he's going to do, he's going to try to establish a foundation for his argument that Abraham was one and he inherited the land. That means that it was given to him. There was a covenant made, the Abrahamic covenant of the land. He then, next, is going to say that they are many.
Today, I will present to you the 4 pillars that prove the case for Jewish ownership of the land of Israel. The first pillar is the Bible. The Jewish people's rightful ownership of Eretz Israel, the land of Israel, is well documented throughout the Old Testament and beyond. The second pillar is history. The Jewish claim to the land of Israel is confirmed time and again, not just with Jewish history, but with the history of the world. The third pillar is a legal claim. Our rights to the land are codified in international law, including in the documents that founded this very body. And the fourth pillar is the pursuit of international peace and security. A stronger and safer Israel means a stronger and safer world. It is through these 4 pillars, Mr. President, that I will provide you with the answers to your questions. Let us discuss our first pillar of proof, the Bible. The Jewish people's right to the land of Israel is mentioned over a dozen times in the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, which includes the Torah, the Old Testament, the prophets, and the writings. In the book of Genesis, the very first book of the Old Testament, God says to Abraham, and I will read that in Hebrew.
So he's about to claim the Abrahamic covenant that the land was given to Abraham.
והקמתי את בריתי ביני ובינך ובין זרעך אחריך לדורותם לברית עולם, להיות לך לאלוהים ולזרעך אחריך, ונתתי לך ולזרעך אחריך את ארץ מגוריך, את כל ארץ כנען לאחוזת עולם, והייתי להם לאלוהים. And I will now read the translation in English. And I will establish my covenant between me and you and your descendants after you throughout their generations for an everlasting covenant. And I will give to you and to your descendants after you all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God.
Okay, Abraham was one, and he inherited the land.
This is a deed to our land. From the book of Genesis to the Jewish exodus from Egypt, to receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai, and to the realization of God's covenant in the Holy Land of Israel, the Bible paints a consistent picture. The entire history of our people and our connection to Eretz Israel begins right here. It is not just the Hebrew Bible or the 15 million Jews worldwide that...
Okay, did you catch that? 15 million Jews worldwide, he claims. He's claiming like that is a large number. There's 50 million people in the state of California alone. So now he's saying that we're many. Remember how it goes. Abraham was one and he inherited the land. We are many. 15 million many. And then it says the land is given to us for an inheritance.
It accepts this right. It is accepted across all three monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The Quran itself accepts the divine deed of the Jewish people to the land of Israel.
So he is saying that the land is given to them for an inheritance, the divine deed. What you just witnessed is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 24. And this is proof that we are in the days of the Son of Man. Remember, Ezekiel is the Son of Man title, and this prophecy was given to him. The fact that this prophecy was fulfilled, word for word, verbatim, that was prophesied, 2,700 years ago? Danny Gannon attempted to do. He went to try to lay claim to the land for his settlers, the inhabitants of the wastes of the land of Israel. But his actions and his words are only going to bring the judgment of the prophecy. This is complete irony, but this is how it played out. So you might be thinking, Nick, well, this is a small prophecy. This is only a one-verse prophecy. And I'd like to remind you of Elijah's little rain cloud in the shape of a hand, or maybe a foot in the Greek Septuagint, the heel of the foot. And when they saw that little rain cloud in the shape of a hand or the foot, Elijah told Ahab to go run back, make haste, and get back to where you go because it's going to rain hard. And here it is. After he told him, here's the scripture, what it said after he told him to go and leave right away. Here's the scripture. And it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain. So what you all just witnessed was a fulfillment of a 2,700-year-old prophecy to ensure you all of the time period we are in. Even more interesting to note that that prophecy was fulfilled on April 29th, 2019, which when I look on the restored and official Enoch calendar that I published, it was the 10th day of the second month, which happened to be the first day that Noah was shut in on the ark by Yahweh Elohim, and then the flood judgment came. So again, Noah was shut in on this day. The door was shut, and this was the first day that he was on the ark waiting for the judgment to occur. And so we too, just like Noah, appear to be in a time period of imminent and impending judgment on the earth. When will it happen? No one knows for certain. And that is why we're instructed to watch and pray to be accounted worthy to escape all the things that are coming on the face of the earth and stand before the Son of Man. So I really hope that you like that part of the prophecy that you just saw. A 2,700-year-old prophecy fulfilled verbatim, word for word, at the United Nations. Unintentionally, it was spoken by the representative of Israel. So, brothers and sisters, I hope that you're blessed by this video, and I'm signing off, and shalom to you all who have the testimony of Master Yeshua the Messiah and guard his 10+1 commandments. Shalom to you.